Come on in, welcome to my home. Today, we are going to talk about my plants, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's been rough. It's been really rough. We have had this has been like the hottest summer all of you have experienced this. This has been the hottest summer, and my plants have suffered simply because I did not get a chance to run my irrigation system, and every time I've started to run in my irrigation system, we've had heat advisories or some other thing has come up, so I've been having to water the plants by hand. It's super hot to even get a camera out there because the camera wants to overheat. However, coming up tomorrow, the temperature's supposed to drop. So this video will actually be filmed over several days. Some of it I've already filmed, some of it I haven't, but we're going to look at the plants that I have, and I'm going to show you how I did some propagation, and like propagating basil. Right now I'm even trying to propagate a mint with just doing a stem cutting. So that'll be fun. And then we'll look at the plants, we'll look at my indoor plants. They haven't really done that much. My carnivorous plant is not doing well. The Venus flytrap is not doing well. I think I have a tendency to overwater, but let's talk about the plants. Let's talk sweet potato vines. These are just sweet potato vine cuttings. Then they started rooting. Then, can you see that? They have lots and lots of roots. Once the vines were rooted, I knew that I could then put them into a container. This is actually a container that's meant for climbers, but hey, the sweet potato vines will live out there for a while until something bad happens. That's some foreshadowing. Something bad sort of happened, but mostly they did all right. It's a good thing, I guess. So if it wasn't roasting hot, it was storming, but I knew I had to get other cuttings in. This is my basil. I did the cutting just like the other one. I put the cutting into water, and then the basil just rooted like crazy. Like it just rooted in there, and then the next thing that you know, you have a basil plant, which is really pretty cool. Then I knew that I needed to repot my aloe because my aloe was getting huge. I mean, absolutely huge. It was taking over the room. So repotting it, I did not have what I needed. I needed to have a larger ceramic pot, but the ceramic pot that I did have was only so big. It was about the same size. So I opted to just repot it because it needed to be repotted. And then later on this year, I will repot that again, which you will get to see. But the part of the big problem was the fact that the plastic pot was too light, and as you can see, it's bending. It is going towards the sun. I need to have a bigger pot, which I can then hold it into there and keep it in place, but that will come. That will come really soon. But that's one thing to remember, is just because you really want to be able to do these things, you can't always do that. So once I had it all potted, I put it into place, and we were ready to go. That made me very, very happy. I think it'll do well there. For context, I think we have to go back to looking at how my plants looked more towards the beginning of the summer, back when everything was planted and the outside plants were planted, and everything looked really good. This looked like this was going to be the year that I would have some really nice looking plants. The planters were changed out, we got new things put in, and I was thinking, wow, this really will be a nice year. The roses will look nice. Everything will look great. It didn't. So suddenly everything turned dry, and I kept trying to keep up with it, but it was a little hard. I mean, the plants looked okay, but I was dragging out the hose like every day to try to get things looking fairly decent, and I really did try to get everything set up on the drip system, but it was really, really hard. In fact, some things died, like this just died. There was nothing I could do, but others looked really nice. And so I thought, I can do this. We can keep going. We will get this to work. We will get all the plants to look like the way that they should, and it took time. We are talking, I am now watering twice a day to get the plants to even mildly look like what they should look like. And that can take some time. Between watering and feeding the plants, it's been rough. It's been really rough. And even the plants which normally stick around and look great all the time just look awful. Then the deer attacked the sweet potatoes. It really made me sad, but I'm like, nope, nope. I will not give up. I will not let the whole thing defeat me. I am not going to do this. I'll move some of my plants from inside outside. I can do this. I can take care of it because, it's planting. How hard can this be? It shouldn't necessarily be all that hard to keep your plants going. But then more weather, more heat advisories, more weather advisories, winds. But I kept going. So I would get out there every day and try watering the plants, which was its own fun thing to do because they looked pretty good. I mean, they don't look bad at all. But were they okay? Let's get some watering done. So the system that I do have it sort of set up where I turn on my garden hose and then the irrigation system will run. You can see the emitters running to the plants, which is good, but I mean, it's not to every plant. Mom's plants still have to be watered by hand. My plants still have to be watered by hand. And that's okay. I mean, it will all come together, and hopefully it will do really, really well. I'm thinking that later on this year we will get things going, but right now this is what my plants look like. So that's my plants. I mean, I think they look pretty good. I've done a really interesting job. I will try to keep you up to date on how everything is doing. And hopefully with this reduction in heat, life will be good. I'd like to take this time to thank these wonderful people who make it possible for me to play around with my plants. If you'd like to become part of the Patreon family or part of the channel members, go ahead and subscribe to one of those. You'll get the videos. You get the videos a week or a couple weeks early, but then, like you saw from last week, you get a weekly vlog. And the weekly vlog gives you the behind the scenes of what's going on, what is going on in my life, how I'm reacting to things, how I'm dealing with the ridiculous heat. I hope you enjoyed that. These people make it worthwhile, And they also give me ideas and suggestions on things that I should do. If you want to go ahead and join that, that'd be great. It keeps this channel going, but you can also do things like, subscribe, and watch the video all the way through. That really does help the YouTube algorithms know that, hey, this is a video worth having other people watch. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I get to see you again the next time you stop by.